Hello, future residents of the United States. I am here to help you prepare for your life in the US, or even if you just arrived in the US, you're new to the country, you've only been here 2-3 years, I really believe you will benefit from this channel and this information. For those of you that don't know me, I work for a leading international teacher recruitment company, and I have helped many people from around the globe move to the US and start a career here. Believe me, I have seen it all. I have many stories I can share, and with that, I have learned what works and what does not work. So whether you're an international teacher, a student, a temporary worker, a refugee, maybe you are marrying a US citizen and moving to the US, I really believe you can benefit from this information. So without further ado, you're in the right place. In this video, I am going to give you the best tip I could possibly give anybody who is thinking about moving to the US. All right, so the number one tip I can give you if you are planning on moving to the US or you're already here is to do your research. I work with so many international teachers, and it is shocking, mind-blowing, how many people move from thousands of miles away across the globe. They leave everything they know behind, their house, their family, their friends, their culture, and they come to the US, which is a very different world from anything that they're used to, and they have done zero research. The company that I am with, we do extensive training. However, some people, maybe they don't listen to that. And beyond that, let's say you're coming to the US, you were recruited by a company, it's very likely that they will do some training for you. However, you still need to do a lot more research on your own beyond that. If you are already in the US and you've been here for a few years, it is imperative that you keep doing your research and you stay informed. Laws can change, tax laws can change, laws around your visas can change. You want to make sure you're informed so that you can be financially responsible and you can manage your finances better. By watching this video, you are already leaps and bounds in front of many, many, many people. Believe me when I say that. And when I say research, do your research. What does that mean? I'm going to break it down for you. And these are very broad things that we will go a little bit more into detail, but this video should give you a good start. All right, know your visa. So this is very important. Obviously, it seems obvious, right? But a lot of people don't even know what visa they're coming on and what rules apply to them. So, can you work on this visa? Can your children join you? Can your spouse join you? Can your kids work? Can your spouse work? These are all questions you need to know inside out before you get to the US. You don't want to plan on having two incomes and then all of a sudden when you get here, you realize you're the sole breadwinner because your spouse can't work, right? So you need to know this, especially if you're coming on a work visa. This is everything you should know, and you should not be asking your employer these questions day one once you've already set foot in the country. So one thing you need to understand about the US, and this still blows my mind, even though I'm born and raised in the US, is just how big the US is, the mainland US. It is a ginormous chunk of land, which means that you need to see what fits your needs, right? Take the beads that apply to you. So if you are moving to rural Alabama, the same advice will not apply to you if you are moving to New York City. So you need to figure out what is the cost of living like in your area that you plan on moving to. All right? For instance, someone in rural Alabama might be paying $1,100 a month for a one-bedroom house. That is not going to work in New York City, all right? So you got to figure out what works for you in your town. You need to research that. Another thing, what are housing, rental prices like? Grocery, how much is the cost of living in your town? How much does transportation cost? What is available for you to use? What free resources can you use? So that means libraries, parks, museums. Again, that person living in New York City is going to be paying an arm and a leg in rent, but there's more resources for fun available for them to do for free. There's more libraries, more museums, things like that. You know, if you're moving to a small rural town, you're not going to have as much of that. So you need to see what works for you in your town that you are moving to. So this leads me to the next important thing, and this is healthcare. So normally this comes from your employer. Maybe you're in a situation, I don't know, where the government will pay for your health care depending on what visa you're on. I have no idea how that works. But if you are an employee, it is very important that you know what healthcare options are available to you. So ask someone in HR if they can go over the plan so you can figure out what you are covered for and what you are not covered for. This is very, very important. You do not want to be in the US and be uninsured. So please get health care and make sure you know what you are covered for and what you are not covered for. So another thing you want to think about is language. And you might be thinking to yourself, I'm fluent in English. I have been speaking English ever since I was a kid, ever since I was born, and I could talk. Great, that is amazing. And if you are in a cosmopolitan city like New York, people are most likely going to be able to understand you and you will be able to understand them. But as we all know, everybody around the world has an accent. I have an accent, my fellow Americans have an accent, you have an accent. So what you need to think about is, can I understand them? Can they understand you? And this is really important if you are, let's say, moving to a small rural town in the South. I have had times where I have been at Walmart with an international teacher, and we have a sales clerk who is speaking in English and the teacher is speaking in English, and they both can't understand each other. So I have to translate for them even though everybody is speaking in English. So you can actually practice. You can start watching videos. You can watch the local news if somehow you're able to get access to that. Listen to podcasts. There are many things you can do to at least help train your ear to the accent and even the words that the diction people use where you are. It can vary around the country. Like I said, it's a very big country. You might be in a position where you don't know English very well. Many towns have adult ESL classes. Some of them are very cheap, some of them are even free. So you should definitely look into that. I have lived in quite a few countries, and my experience has always greatly improved once I started learning the local language. And I spent some time in Sweden. And in Sweden, every man, woman, and child speaks fluent English. But again, I really felt like my experience got a lot better once I started taking Swedish school, even though I am far from fluent in Swedish. So that's something that you definitely want to keep in mind. So something else that's very important is education. Are you bringing your kids with you? Are they going to college? How are you going to pay for that? Will they get scholarships? Let's say you have kids in grade school. Are you going to send them to public school or private school? If you send them to public school, do you understand how zoning works? So all of this you should do your research on before you come to the US. And it is, maybe your education or your child's education. So that's something that should be very important to you, and you don't want to play around with that. We all love money, right? So something really important that you need to understand is the way money, banking, finances, all of these things work in the US. And unfortunately, many Americans do not know how this works themselves when it comes to retirement, debt, or just everyday payments. This is very important, and it's something that definitely needs many videos of its own. But start to familiarize yourself with how these things work in the US. Another important thing, and it doesn't seem important, but it is once it affects your daily life, is climate. Are you moving to sunny Miami, Florida, the Sunshine State, or are you moving to Alaska? And it might not seem like a big deal. I am someone who grew up with 4 seasons, so we have snow in the winter. I'll tell you, when I was in Stockholm, that was something I have never experienced before. I didn't realize how dark and how cold it would be. And I have seen this firsthand with teachers who come from places like Jamaica or in the Caribbean, and they will come with the thinnest jacket I have ever seen anyone have. And they will wear that in February, and it's probably all that they have, and I'm sure there's not much available where they are because they're from a much warmer climate. But you have to realize that your first winter, even your first autumn, possibly spring, will be very tough for you. And your colleagues, the people around you, they might think that it's not very cold outside, but that is because we're used to it. In Sweden, I had that all the time. I would be freezing and my friends would be out in a tiny mini skirt and feet of snow, and then I had to just suck it up and do it too because I didn't want to be the odd one out, you always got to look good. But please keep this in mind. If you are able to buy a thicker jacket before you get to the US and you are coming in the fall or winter, keep this in mind because you will be miserable running around town if you are not warm enough. So this should definitely give you a good start on what you should start researching and how you can prepare to come to the US. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and if I get some traction, I will keep these videos up and continue to post now that I have some downtime. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.